What with Jurassic World Evolution coming out on physical disc just a few days ago, I wanted to make this video basically to explain the simple basics, right? The simple basics that all players on Jurassic World Evolution should either think about or even follow when playing the game to get the most out of the game that is possible. So basically what we're going to do here is I'm going to run through some game tips that I have picked up whilst playing the game over the countless hours that I've played, and also giving some island specific tips that will hopefully help you out on the islands when you get to them. So let's start off with the game generic tips first. So the first one that I've written down right now, you got to keep researching those things. And what I recommend as well, when you're on each of these islands, always try and fit in a research center and an expedition center, because those things will impact what stuff you can research and what dinosaurs you can actually send expeditions out to, especially if you have the deluxe edition and also the Fallen Kingdom DLC dinosaurs. So yeah, those things are super important. I would recommend trying to fit those in on every single island, because you don't want to have to go back to an island because you can't unlock something because you need an extra research center, because obviously you're only restricted, or you're restricted to one of those buildings per island. So it's always worth fitting one of those in there, even on Penner. Trust me, it's worth it. And obviously sending out expeditions as well is good, because the higher the genome, I think it increases the lifespan on the dinosaurs. So the higher genome dinosaur you have, the better the lifespan. So it's always worth getting 100%, and also it increases the viability, right? The ability to hatch the dinosaur. So if you've got 100%, if you fiddle about with its genes via the modified gene system in the game, you have more of a chance of this dinosaur actually hatching after you've fiddled about with its DNA, you know. So in all, it's a win-win situation by placing those buildings. Next up, on each island, I recommend trying and progress through the missions, okay? I know they're kind of annoying, and you just kind of want to play the game, but trust me, progressing through the missions is probably one of your biggest allies when playing the game. Not only does it give you island-specific rewards, such as new dinosaurs, new buildings, new genes, all of this sort of stuff. It also gives you some money, which will help you out on the island. It also increases the unlocks in the game. So in the game, there's a whole memo system, blah blah blah. If you want 100% the game, I recommend doing this now. You're playing through the game. Honestly, if I was playing the game right now and I've just started, I would probably play each mission on every single island, get those things done and dusted, and honestly, you get all of the unlocks, and you're probably in a better place at the end of the island than if you were to just play one of the missions and move on. So honestly, I know they're annoying. Try and progress through them if you can. Next up, when 5-starring any island, use your management views and put a focus on dinosaur variety, okay? These are probably my biggest tips on any island for 5-starring. Obviously, I've done all of the 5-star guides. If you guys want to check out any of my 5-star guides as well, full walkthroughs. They're about 2 to 3 hours long, but you can just follow this, get an easy 5 stars. And we're going to link each one down in the description. So go check those out if you haven't seen them. If you want some 5-star tips, go check those out. But yeah, honestly, when 5-starring the islands, use the management views. The amount of comments that I see in the comments of my videos saying, help, I'm at 4 and a bit stars, I cannot get this 5th star. My first sort of suggestion is, have you checked your management views? Take a look, see in which areas of the island the guest wants more transport, more hotels, more food. Trust me, increasing your facility rating is top tier when trying to 5-star any island. And then also the second part of that, focus on dinosaur variety. Now what I mean by that is, obviously you've got your herbivores, get a load of them in there, okay? Don't just be like, oh, I just have one Gallimimus, one Struthiomimus, and hey, let's chuck in a Edmontosaurus. No, try and vary it up a little bit, you know? Get a Struthiomimus in there, get a Stegosaurus, Brachiosaurus, you know? Obviously, you can't really do that on the first islands, but when you're on Sauna, the last island, try and get that variety in there. And hell, even go back to the islands after completing the game and adding some more dinosaurs in there. Trust me, it really does help when 5-starring. I don't think there's any more game tips. Like, I've written all of this down in front of me. I don't think there's any more game tips. Just have fun with the game. There is specific things in the game that are kind of annoying. Storms. But you just kind of got to work through them and basically bear with it. But yeah, honestly, that's the best advice I can offer. Game generic. Hi guys, it's Ao from the future here, just dropping in because I got a couple more game tips. Got a couple more game tips here that I just want to add on to this beginning part of the video before we get into the islands. Just want to say, at the top of the screen, as you're playing through the islands, pay attention to the little alerts that pop up at the top of the screen. Honestly, they help out. Press Y, get into that map, see where the problem is on the island, and honestly get this thing fixed ASAP. It's red, it's there as a warning. Sort it out, get it done, because it's very important. Next up, dead dinosaurs. Get those transported out of your park as soon as possible, because if you don't, there's chance that disease will outbreak from them. So just be warned of that, because don't forget, dinosaurs do rot when they're dead, like all living things. So there is a chance that disease will spread through your park if you leave a dead dinosaur unattended. So just be careful of that. Next up, feeders, dinosaur comfort, all of this sort of stuff. Get it also again on lockdown, because honestly, you do not want an escaping dinosaur, even a herbivore, because don't forget, herbivores can attack visitors, and then you have to deal with the annoying guest fees that come along with that, which can impact your park sort of rating and also park value as well. So top tips just to avoid that on those little things. But I'll get back to past Ao, where he can explain how you do the islands. So yeah, boom. But now we're gonna go into the islands. So in total, there's hold on, 1, 2, 3, 4. There's 4 islands. Wait, yeah. Wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. No, there's 5 islands. I can't count. Ignore me. There is 5 islands, right? Yeah, there is 5 islands. Goodness me, rip the dream. So 5 islands, and each of them vary in difficulty and honestly space that you can build on. And we're going to go through each of the islands and give you guys some little tips and little pointers on how to get these islands 100%ed and absolutely smashed out. Okay, it's going to be amazing, and here we go. We're going to start off with Matanceros, which is basically the tutorial island. It's the first island. Jeff Goldblum welcomes you to the isle, and he's like, blah, 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 welcome. And you get Cabot, you meet Cabot for the first time, along with all of the division heads, Dua, the security guy, and Isaac, the other guy. So there you go. 10 out of 10, the entertainment, security, and science divisions. I actually didn't write their names down, so rip the dream. But you guys know who I'm talking about. So you've got those 3 division heads. You've got Cabot there, who kind of basically talks to you throughout the game. Jeff also talks to you. And honestly, they add a little bit of personality to the game as well. They're pretty awesome. And Claire is in there, and Owen as well. And yeah, they add something a little bit different to the game, and it's just kind of nice hearing their voices as your Spinosaurus is running across the park eating visitors, or your Velociraptor is bashing its head against the wall because it hates how many trees you have in its enclosure. So you've got all that to look forward to. So going back to Matanceros, like I said, Matanceros is a tutorial island. It basically sets you up with the basics of the game, and also I would say it was a medium to large sized island. You've got quite a lot of room here, especially if you cut all of the pre-built stuff back. I don't recommend doing that on your first run, but hell, go back to Matanceros after playing it for your first time and just delete everything and start complete fresh. Trust me, it's a lot of fun. I've actually been doing it recently, and yeah, you just basically build the islands as you want it, which is kind of cool. But yeah, so like I said, it's an easy island, and it's a very focused on park building. I would suggest focusing on your park here, because Matanceros is a good island to kind of, it's like a battery, right? You can go on Matanceros, build a load of money, and then come back here later to research stuff, get fossils, whatever you need. Matanceros is a good island to do that stuff on, because you don't really have any weather effects or anything like that to kind of hinder your facility. So I would honestly try and do that, you know, get that Matanceros rating up as high as you can. I think my Matasaurus right now is has 116 million. Trust me, it's a good island to get a battery going, and honestly, top tier. On your first playthrough of Matasaurus, don't focus on 5-star the island, okay? A lot of people try to 5-star the island as soon as they jump in. Don't bother doing that. Either you won't get it, or you'll spend days and days and days just kind of building random stuff that you don't really need to build to 5-star the island, okay? So don't focus on 5-star, just get those 3 stars so you can move on to the next island. Honestly, you can come back to it and 5-star it later, and probably you'll be better off for it because you'll have more dinosaur variety, and you can, build different things and not just the same thing over and over again. On this island, if you follow the divisions, if you max out them or not max out them, I think it's 50%. If you kind of progress through the division trees, you can unlock division-specific buildings, the Innovation Center, Science Center, and Security Center, respectively. And what these buildings basically do is when they're placed in your park, say you have a good reputation with the Science Division, the Science Center will boost the amount of money that division is getting or giving you because of your alliance with them. Okay, so if that makes sense. So if you have an Innovation Center down and a high rep with the Entertainment Division, you're going to get more money. Science and Security the same. And basically they're just kind of a helpful building later on just to kind of bump up the funds of the island. But yeah, and also they're super awesome. Like the Innovation Center, it looks really cool. It's in Jurassic World and it's amazing. But yeah, so that's just something I thought I'd throw in there. It's kind of a little bit interesting. Matasaurus as well has some pretty helpful unlocks. When you're set, so when you're ready on this island, I recommend researching these, okay? And also progress the security division to unlock security or storm defense towers, because these things will help on later islands, okay? So storm defense towers are basically these things that give you advance warning of when a tropical storm is going to hit your island. So it gives you a little bit more time. I think it's 30 seconds or something like that. It gives you a little bit more time to activate your guest shelters and get your guests into a shelter, which will preserve your facility rating no matter what happens. If your dinosaur breaks out, it's not a big deal. Just get that thing recontained and then unlock the shelter. You can move on. Honestly, storm defense towers and shelters are top tier things when playing this game, because if you've got 4.5 stars and then a twister hits, that can kind of demolish your rating, right? So get those shelters in there, get that storm defense tower in. Trust me, you'll be better off for it. And plus, storm defense towers do prevent a small percentage of storm damage to your buildings, so it will reduce the amount of buildings that go down or burn or destroy when a storm is going on. So honestly, they're kind of cool, and I think they're 100,000, so they're pretty cheap. And honestly, you can just dot them around the island, and you'll probably be better off for it. Next up, I've also written down sort of some few little dinosaurs that are kind of available at the islands that are, I would say, helpful throughout the game. So Matasaurus does have some very helpful dinosaurs, so I've kind of listed quite a few of them. In fact, I think I've listed all of them. But I just wanted to tell you guys about them. So you've got the Struthiomimus, Triceratops, Ceratosaurus, Hoangosaurus, I'm pretty sure is on there. I could be wrong on that. Dracorex, and then Edmontosaurus. The Dracorex is an entertainment reward, so if you do the entertainment mission, you unlock the Dracorex. So kind of recommend doing that. It's kind of a little pain in the ass dinosaur that doesn't like many other dinosaurs around it, but hell, if you want a nice cool dinosaur that you can only have 2 of them in one enclosure, do it, man. Follow that entertainment tree. But Struthiomimus, Trix, and Edmontosaurus, they're good starter dinosaurs on pretty much all of the islands. On all of the islands, I'm pretty sure I start off with Struthiomimus or Triceratops because they're nice and cheap, and honestly, they're really easy to look after. So recommend using those dinosaurs to the best of your strength, because honestly, they will help out in the long run. Also, I just kind of want to put the deluxe edition dinosaurs in there. I haven't got the Fallen Kingdom dinosaurs in there as well. Just bear in mind that on each of these islands, progress through a certain division and you can unlock a Fallen Kingdom dinosaur. I think you have to 100% the division or close to 100% in the division. and you can unlock a Fallen Kingdom dinosaur. But if you've got the deluxe edition of Jurassic World Evolution, you can get the Crichtonsaurus on this island, Island Matasaurus, and you will need 60% with the science division on Isla Matasaurus, oh, I said Muerta, on Isla Matasaurus, and then you need to splash out $110,000 on the fossils page to unlock the Crichtonsaurus. And honestly, it's just kind of another dinosaur. Just kind of thought I'd put it in there. If anybody is struggling to unlock them, that is how you do it. Just keep progressing the science division, do those contracts, and you'll be good to go. Okay, moving on to the second island of the game, Isla Muerta. Is a medium difficulty island, okay? So you're stepping up the tier, it's a medium-sized island, and then I've put it's not too hard, it's not that difficult of an island, but I would say it's more difficult than Matasaurus. So when you first spawn into the island, when you first get flown across the scenery, you realize it's very orange, okay? It's literally like Donald Trump. Yeah, okay, moving on. One thing that you'll notice is that all your power is out. The island is just in ruin. Get those things repaired. You're gonna have to drive around as the ranger team yourself. So just bear that in mind. You can't set automatic tasks until you have the power back online. So get everything fixed. Get a fence up. Hatch some easy dinosaurs, maybe Struthmimus, Triceratops, anything like that. And honestly, you'll be good to go. Now, one thing about Muerta that I've written down here, beware of storms. This is the first island that has storms, okay? I recommend using storm defense towers and shelters to maintain your facility rating here. Because even though it's not a twister, storms can impact your island pretty greatly. We'll move on to how they do that here in a second. But don't forget to unlock the storm defense towers on Matasaurus, the first island, to help you with these later islands, because honestly, storm defense towers, top tier. Okay, so going back to how storms affect your island, storms can actually make your carnivores and herbivores and dinosaurs in general actually just kind of get anxious, and they kind of freak out a little bit, and when they do that, they're more prone to breakout. Okay, raptors, especially raptors, you can unlock on this island along with Dilophosaurus. And basically they're more prone to breaking out if you receive a storm. So make sure to get shelters in there to protect your guests from getting eaten by Blue, okay? Because even though Blue is a friendly girl, she can sometimes get hungry and need to eat something. So when a storm comes, she's like, "Ooh, opportunity," and she smashes her head against the wall and then breaks out. So there you go. Next up, I would say don't worry about 5-starring this island straight away unless you want to spend a lot of time on it. Now, I've put that there because technically, you could probably 5-star this island if you really tried. Okay, I wouldn't recommend only doing it right now. I'd recommend going to the third island and then coming back. But if you really wanted to and you had the time, you could probably 5-star it, to be honest with you. But like I said, it would probably be a bit of a chore, and I wouldn't recommend it. However, whatever you want to do, okay? Also, for the Dinosaur Deluxe Edition, for this one, it's the Styracosaurus. For this one, you're going to need 50% reputation with the Entertainment Division on Isla Muerta, and then you can spend a cool 140,000 in your Research tab to sort of get this dinosaur. Don't forget, get that research station in there as well, because don't forget you're going to need that later on to research all of the stuff and the things. Okay, so next up, third island is Isla Takano. Easily my favorite island out of the entire game. This island is, I would class it as a large island, and it's really easy, okay? It's honestly probably the best island that there is out there. And honestly, it's a load of fun. Like the first bullet point that I put down here for Isla Takano is it's fun. Okay, so I just recommend having a ton of fun with this island, because honestly, when you think of this game, you're going to think Isla Takano, because that island is the best one easily. Now, also fun fact about this island, you should be able to unlock the hybrid program, which obviously gives you access to the Indominus Rex and the Indoraptor. Obviously, you need 100% genome for T-Rex and 100% genome for Velociraptor to unlock the Indominus. And then Indoraptor, you need to do a little bit more stuff on Sauna to unlock that bad boy. But yeah, just bear that in mind. You can get the hybrid profile here, I think. Or is it the next one? No, I think it's Takano. I could be wrong on that. Let me know down in the comments. But this island is a ton of fun, and honestly, it can probably be 5-starred straight away. From the previous islands, you've got enough dinosaurs in here to be able to 5-star it, honestly. If you've got enough fossils from 100% in genome in your dinosaurs, just modify them, boost up that rating. That's another top tip. Get the dinosaurs rating up as high as possible, because honestly that will help your 5-starring. So if you are going for 5 stars, boost that dinosaur rating up and you should be good to go on that one. This island, like I said, is nice and large, so you can get numerous amounts of enclosures on this island. You can fit pretty much quite a few enclosures. I think my max right now is about 6. So honestly, if you plan this island out well, you're going to be laughing. And honestly, just have fun with it. There's no storms or anything like that, so you're not going to need storm defense towers. Shelters you can kind of place down if you really, really want to. Obviously, you've got raptors if you do like decide to place them, so they could break out. Who knows? But yeah, just have fun with it. Also, some fun facts for Isla Takano. The deluxe edition dinosaur is the Archonithomimus, which is kind of like a Gallimimus type deal. You need 75% reputation with the security division on Isla Takano, and you can get this dinosaur for $160,000 from the fossils page. And yeah, honestly, it's not a great dinosaur because it is literally just another Gallimimus, Struthiomimus type deal. But if you like those sort of dinosaurs, then go ahead. Honestly, I ain't gonna stop you. For non-deluxe edition dinosaurs, you get access to the T-Rex, Diplodocus, Deinonychus, Brachiosaurus, Metriacanthosaurus, and Nodosaurus if you progress the Science Division or Science Division mission on Takano. Along with the Metriacanthosaurus, you need to progress the security mission on Isla Takano. But the Brachiosaurus, Deinonychus, Diplodocus, T-Rex can all be accessed via the fossil dig site expedition stuff. So honestly, get on that, you know, get a T-Rex. They're pretty cool, you know. So yeah, that's basically it for Takano. It's nice and fun, it's nice and cool. Honestly, it's probably top tier island. Have fun. Next up, going from the funnest to probably, funnest is a word, be quiet, going to probably the hardest and most cruel island in the game, Isla Penner. Easily the smallest island of the game, and like I said, easily the hardest island. This island is permanent nighttime, and honestly, it just sucks, okay? Honestly, I would just recommend dipping your toe into this island and then getting the hell out, okay? As soon as you got 3 stars, jump that ship and freaking get onto Sauna, okay? Because honestly, Penner, it sucks. But anyway, that's enough about my personal vendetta against Penner, and let's talk about the island, shall we? So, storms are back for this one. And also, Isla Penner is the first island to introduce twisters, which adds a new fun twist on sort of depression, okay? So, we're going to talk about how you deal with twisters here in a second, but just bear in mind that Isla Penner is the first island that twisters appear, and like I said, they do kind of just suck. So, like I said, it is a small island and you are confined to a small area, so I recommend doing one herbivore enclosure, which I usually use the one that they've pre-built, and then try and get as many carnivore, like other enclosures, get as many carnivore enclosures on this island as possible. You should have access now to the electrified concrete or even the concrete fence. I think it might just be the concrete fence actually, which will help contain your carnivores when you get storms. So just be wary of that. And yeah, honestly, you should be fine. Just chill on the island. I know it will be harder, and honestly, Penner is probably the most stressful, but if you take into account all that you've learned on previous islands, you should be fine. Get those storm defense towers down, get those shelters down, you should be good. Use your management views as well to look at the areas where guests want these type of buildings, so you're not just kind of plopping them down in middle of nowhere where nobody can access them, and honestly, why would you place that there, you know? So plan this island well, and honestly, you should be good to go. And yeah, do it. But however, even though I said that this island does suck, it does have some of the most useful research in the game. So get the research center down and honestly take the time to research these items, because honestly, you'll be better off for it. Because I think on Penner, you get the large power station, which is, boys, honestly, cannot stress, great building, okay? Honestly, get that thing. It might be Takano, but I'm pretty sure it's Penner. You can tell that I've done research for this. As for the deluxe edition dinosaur, you can get access to the Suchomimus, and you need 80% reputation with the security division on Isla Penner, and you can get this dinosaur for a cool $190,000 from the fossil page, or from the research page, sorry. So you are going to have to spend a lot of time on here if you do want the Suchomimus, but honestly, it's probably worth it. And then for specific dinosaurs that you can unlock on here that are kind of cool, you can get access to the Kentrosaurus via an entertainment mission, and then you can also get access to the Giganotosaurus from the security mission on this island. So honestly, it's kind of worth sort of progressing these missions, because they do give you some cool little gems on this thing. So have fun with Penner, honestly. 5-starring guide, honestly, down in the description. You should probably go check that out. I started from day 1, and then we go all the way through till 5 stars. So if you want to follow that, then go ahead. And yeah, I think that's about it. Good luck. And let's move on to Sauna, shall we? So Sauna is the last map that is basically sort of money-based, and I would call this the largest map within the 5 maps that we've discussed today. And I would say it is about medium difficulty, okay? So Twisters on this island return again. They followed you from Penner. They're not letting go. They're literally like a pit bull. They've got those teeth stuck into you. So bear with, because the storms are following. So again, get storm defense towers down, get shelters down. You should be good to go to deal with the storms. This island, you can fit a load in here, okay? It is a massive island. You've got enough of room. You've got a lot of room, sorry. And honestly, it's pretty cool. It's a good island. It's a good shape. It's kind of like a ring, like a donut, because it's kind of got this weird mountain in the middle for some reason. But yeah, it's a nice ring, and you can get quite a lot in here. I think I got about 7 enclosures. So honestly, if you plan it well, you can probably get even more than that. So yeah, dude, get it, you know? One thing that makes this island unique, though, when you first spawn in, you do have roaming dinosaurs. So there's kind of a little bit of a weird thing. It's kind of like Jurassic Park 3, I take it. And you've got a roaming Spinosaurus and some groups of Stegosaurs as well. So now you have a choice. You can either leave these dinosaurs roaming, or you can send out ACU and get these things knocked out and into enclosures. I normally get a couple of Stegosauruses and a couple of Spinosauruses. Stegosauruses, though, are a big pain in the backside, so unless you want to deal with that, I recommend you just kind of leave them alone, because they do require 5 friends to keep them happy. Yeah, 5. And then if one of them dies, it's kind of like, oh my god, where's Billy? Billy! You know? And they just kind of break out, and it's 10 out of 10. Spinosaurus is easy. You can actually have 2 of these in the enclosure at once. Spinosaurus is actually the only large carnivore in the base game that you know, you can have multiple of them, so that's pretty cool, I guess. So check that out. By this island, you should probably have the hybrid program as well, so why not get an Indominus in here and also start working towards that Indoraptor. Once again, for the Indoraptor, you need 100% T-Rex genome, 100% Raptor genome, and then also you need to bump up the security reputation on this island. So do a load of security division stuff, because you want that Indoraptor. Am I right? Yes, you do. I recommend researching anything that you've missed here before jumping into Nublar, because don't forget, Nublar, you take all your research with you onto this island. So research anything that you've missed. You should have it all unlocked by now. If you've been doing all of the missions, you might have to go back and complete some stuff. But you should have everything unlocked, so just research everything. Why not spend a little bit of time so that you can jump onto Nublar and basically just have fun. This island, honestly, is probably the easiest to 5-star, because like I said, you've got all these top tier dinosaurs by now, so just kind of hatch them with high ratings and you should be good to go. Place down some transport, get that monorail, get the gyrospheres in there if you really want to, and yeah, you should be good to rock and roll. On this island, you can get access to, like I said, the Stegosaurus and the Spinosaurus. And then also, if you progress through the science missions, you can get the Momentiosaurus, which is basically a tall-ass Brachiosaurus, and he's pretty cool, or she's pretty cool. So get her if you really want to, and then Spinosaurus, Stegosaurus, you can either capture the wild ones, or you can unlock them via the fossil dig site. For you Deluxe Edition owners, you can get the Majungasaurus. Here on Isla Sauna, you need 45% reputation with the entertainment division, and this dinosaur costs you $220,000 from the fossils page. So it's kind of expensive. So maybe save up for that one before you go splashing the cash. I don't know, it's up to you. But yeah, like I said, pretty easy to 5-star, so just have fun with it and rock and roll, you know? So I didn't include Nublar on my list, but I will just speak to you just quickly about Nublar. Nublar is pretty easy. It's a large map. It's sandbox, so you just kind of have unlimited money, and you kind of just build the park of your dreams, you know, if you really want to. I recommend avoiding all terrain, because terrain constraints just suck on this map. But if you want to persevere, then good luck. Use the flatten tool. Spend 10 minutes of your life trying to flatten out an island that won't flatten out. Trust me, I've done it. It sucks. But it's worth it when you do it. So yeah, have fun with Nublar. Honestly, there's no like stuff. You can change the options, whether you want storms, diseases, outages, all this sort of stuff. And yeah, Nublar is just kind of a nice treat at the end of the game to just kind of build your park and get as many dinosaurs in that as possible. But yeah, so that was my kind of top tips for each of the islands, and also some game tips there at the beginning. Hopefully you guys found this helpful. I don't know, I kind of enjoyed making this video. It's kind of fun looking through the game and like being like, oh, that's when I unlocked that. I remember now, you know? If you did find it helpful, then it would help me out if you left a like and hit that subscribe button for more Jurassic World Evolution content coming very, very soon, because I can feel it, boys. I can feel it on my shoulder, I can feel it on my other shoulder, and I can also feel it in this microphone, which is kind of a weird place to feel things. But yes, there is DLC on the horizon, and we're going to be covering that bad boy when that comes out. And yeah, have fun with the game. Hopefully these top tips help, and I'll catch you guys in another video very, very soon. But until then, I don't know, life will find a way. Is that a good outro? Sure.